you hungry? Because if so, you're in the right place. Today we're making onion and bacon buns.
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. This is very close to cinnamon buns, but also not at all, because we're making onion bacon buns with some kind of crème fraîche and a bit of cheese on there. But the dough is basically the same as I do for my cinnamon buns. And if you missed those, they're here and they're amazing. So check those out if you like cinnamon buns. But before we have a look at the ingredients, do me the huge favor. If you're not a subscriber to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button and check the bell icon like that to get a notification every Tuesday when a new episode is out. But now let's have a look. So you can see I already prepared some stuff. We have our dough. I'll show you how I did that. So this is the ingredients we needed for the dough. It's 570 grams of flour, 250 grams of milk, 1 whole egg, 30 grams of yeast, 15 grams of salt, and 110 grams of butter. Now the first thing we need to do is to warm up the milk a little bit and dissolve the yeast in that. So we'll get that going, and then we need to set up the KitchenAid and stuff like that. But let's start with the milk. Just pour it into a pan. And the yeast goes in as well. Now this is not very interesting, so I'm not going to make it on a plate here. I'll make it on the stove. Just it should get kind of lukewarm, finger warm, and then we'll dissolve the yeast in that. So just put that on your stove. Now we'll set up the KitchenAid to make the dough. We can put our flour in there and our egg, and we've dissolved our yeast, so we put that in as well. Flip it into the machine. Get your dough hook out. And now we mix this a minute or so, maybe 2. It's been mixing now for a minute. I slowed it down a bit. Now we can put in all our butter. It helps if your butter is already at room temperature. It goes a bit quicker. Now just let the machine work in that butter into the dough. Now the butter has been worked in. We can add our salt. And that's the last step. Now we just need to let the machine knead for, I don't know, another 5 minutes or so till you have a nice coherent dough. So I'll see you in 5 minutes or in a second for you. So now we're good to go. That's all you basically need to do for your dough. It's very simple. Let's see if we can get this out here. Now we'll just take this out. Put it in a bowl, cover it, and let it double in size. Depending on temperature outside and so on and so forth, it will take anything from an hour to 2. That's our dough. Straightforward dough, same as cinnamon buns. Obviously then you use sugar and some cardamom in there, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. A little bit less salt. We have our crème fraîche. We have some grated cheese. In my case it's a Gruyere, quite a strong cheese. I prefer that so that you still can get the cheese taste. And we have our bacon and onion mix. And I'll show you how I did that as well. Now for our bacon and onion mix, we have obviously bacon and we have onions. We're going to start with our onions. Now we're going to caramelize these, and that means low heat and time. So this will take probably at least half an hour. And then eventually we'll add in the bacon. So I'll see you when we add in the bacon. So we're actually slowly getting there. I'm going to put the onions in a bowl now. And then we'll fry up the bacon. This was 4 onions, and we have 200 grams of bacon. So let's get this in a separate bowl, and I'll see you in a second. Now we can turn up the heat a bit. And you don't really need any fat, obviously, because bacon has a lot in it. Now we don't want this super crisp. We just want to fry them up a little bit. And this is smoked bacon, so you can eat it already. It's cooked. cooked, but prepared. This will probably take a couple of minutes. So I'm already quite happy where we are with this. I'm going to turn this off. I will mix back in the onions and just mix it around. And that's basically for our bacon and onion filling. So, simple stuff, right? Now we need to get going with the dough. So I cleaned the surface a bit. We need a bit of flour. I'll leave it there in case we need more. Now we have our dough, and I learned this a while back. And if you now make a cross in it, it should roll out more or less square. Last time I did it on camera, it didn't work out perfectly, but for sure easier to do it this way. And we just start rolling. Now, from the top camera, you will probably only see dough in the end, but I can't change that. You want this to be about 3 millimeters. I would say we're pretty much there now. So now it's time to start filling it. And we'll start with our crème fraîche. It's a little bit like an Alsatian Flammkuchen from the flavor profile. And now we just spread this out. It goes quite easy with a palette knife. If you don't have one, don't worry, you can do it with a spoon or a normal knife as well. Just use the back of it. Make sure you get, I don't know, can you see the edges? Yeah, kind of. We want to get up to the edges like that. Perfect. Now a good portion of salt. This is obviously on top of the salt that's in the dough already. Next, our bacon and onion mix. I think that's more or less okay. You can try to kind of get it out to the edges a bit. You don't have to worry too much about the distribution. So, and last but not least, our cheese. Again, try to, as much as you can, even distribute. This was about 100 grams of Gruyere that I grated up. Obviously, you're free to do whatever you want with this filling. What I've seen done before, but it's not for me. You could put pesto in there, but I'm not a pesto fan, so. But let your imagination run free. You could do it with some tomato puree, maybe some nice pancetta, and some pecorino or something. Will be great as well. And now it's time to roll. So I'll try to keep my head out of the way. We first kind of fold in, and then continue to fold. Then at the end we can actually roll it, but at the beginning it's important to kind of get it right. Let's see, now we can slowly, yeah, it works. Now I'm going to cut it in half so it's more manageable. More or less, I would say this is the middle. We can line them up more or less next to each other. And now we cut them about, I would say, 2 centimeters. Don't worry if you press a bit on them, you can always shape them a bit when you put them on the baking tray. And now we'll get a baking tray out. I'll try to do it on camera so you can see it. And we're just kind of placing them like that. So place that on your baking tray, then cover your trays with anything basically that covers them so they don't dry out. And now they're still gonna do kind of a second rise, probably another hour before we can bake them. And I would say 15 minutes towards the end, preheat your oven. I use hot air at 180 degrees. So I'll see you once you're done with all of that and your buns have risen. And I'm back earlier than I thought because I just wanted to show you we have 18 of them. Now these ones are a bit smaller, but these ones are going to be nice and big. So I'll see you once they've risen. So we're ready to egg these. Now there was one there, but I have a dog who can actually get up, so she ate it. I was too slow. So just egg the top and also around the edges. And I'll see you once you've done all of that. Now the first one has been egged. The oven is preheated, like I said, 180 degrees on hot air. We're going to put them in for about 8 minutes. So I'll see you once these are done. So they're ready, they're out of the oven, but they're a bit hot still. So I will leave them to cool a little bit here, then I'll put them on the griddle, let them to cool properly, and then we'll taste it. But before we do that, I put this down. If you stuck with this far, there must have been something you enjoyed about this episode. So do me the huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's just down there, it takes you a second, but it's so valuable to me. So please do me that favor. But now let these cool and then we'll try them. Now these babies have cooled down. It's time to dig in. That is so good. And again, it has everything you need. It has the saltiness, kind of a bit of smokiness there as well from the bacon. It has the sweetness of the onion. It has the acidity of the crème fraîche. And they're so fluffy. And you need the cheese. Both the cheese and the bacon kind of do the saltiness. I'm going to finish this. Now to me, these are the perfect kind of road trip snacks. You're going somewhere with a car for a couple of hours, you need to pack a snack, make these. You can freeze them, thaw them up, warm them a little bit in the oven, maybe just before, and they're going to be amazing. Or just, Friday after work, you come home, you have one of this, a little bit of alcohol, whatever you prefer. For me, it would be wine, and that's you're going to be in heaven. Now they're not low cal in any way, right? But they're very, very good. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the recipe, leave them in the comments below. I always answer them, and I'm always happy for other kinds of comments as well. Before you go, if you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button and check the bell icon. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye-bye.